This is in slow motion, bar 21 of the Etude tableau opus 39, number 5 in E flat minor by Sergei Rachmaninoff. And this end of bar 21 is often misguessed, misread, misunderstood for the harmonic progression of the augmented sixth, or sometimes called German sixth. The E natural going to F, B flat minor, 6/4 chord on the next bar. And because of the inharmonic spelling of the third beat with sharps, and then the fourth beat comes back in flats, the publisher didn't put a courtesy accidental to remind that the E remains natural as from the accidental of beat 2 of the same bar. As you see, from the second beat to the third beat, it goes from the E natural in the left hand to the F. Same way at the end of the bar, the E is again natural, even if spelled with flats around. And so very often is played because the placement of the flat at the end of this bar 21 is in front of undistinguishedly the D or the E. Of course, there is no purpose to have it on the D because it's already in the key signature as a D flat. Therefore, I guess it's there because on the third beat, that D flat is spelled C sharp, and so inharmonically respelled is D flatted. But the E remains natural, and because of the placement of that flat sort of floating between the augmented second, the D flat, E natural, sometimes it's I guess intuitively guessed, read, misunderstood by pianists as an E flat after it was E natural in the beginning of the bar. And it is an augmented sixth, a German sixth. Of course, it can appear silly to be so detailed about something or bothered by something like this because it goes so fast, it has so many notes, it's so chromatic, and ultimately probably you might think it doesn't matter. But since pianists are picky, and they should be respectful, and they should be of the text, not blindly in the sense that we accept anything we read. We try to understand, and sometimes the publisher doesn't help us without the courtesy accidental. If there was an E natural next to the D flat, that wouldn't happen because the attention from the sharp of the C sharp E natural would be redirected to D flat E natural. That's why I wrote down the progression reduced in harmonic progression of keyboard harmony, which explains very clearly the progression and also why the misguessing, to put it mildly, by most pianists, or many, regardless. And I've heard it often, and I've always been jolted on my seat thinking, E natural! I know it's silly. But I wanted to share this little quirky moment of misguessing that happens quite often. And it's something that I observe it's to do with the musical intuition of the listener who is used to hear what it's played, and the reader who is performing, who plays it also with the ear. And when reads with the eye the notation of the alterations, let less with the inharmonic progression here on the third to the fourth beat change, I understand it can be tricky.